Z versus Zeal.
Liver.
The
Live.
first Crater Makers team kill of the official Smogon doubles
That
tournament.
is unfortunate. Okay.
Listen, it was going to happen eventually.
And it's probably going to happen again next round at this rate.
Oh, yeah. Like, you're 4-0. One of these two people is about to be 3-1. And I don't know what
4-0.
I'm at yet. But
Yeah.
there's a good chance I see somebody.
So both teams pretty offensive. Very offensive, actually.
Yeah,
Say Zeal has a bit of a speed control advantage, but then there's both extreme speed, so we have
I
White
don't think I've
Wine and
seen this
then
lead since
Dragonite.
February.
Oh,
Just
Jesus.
Shenpao Dragonite versus Shenpao Dragonite.
Just the raw fuck shit up lead.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan.
I don't think. Well, okay, Zeal can probably go Golden Go here, but I don't think either of these teams really have a way to switch in now.
They could, if they're both playing conservatively, maybe they both switch.
I could
But
see that.
could both switch to their ghost types on like the uh it's a weird mind game kind of thing.
Hmm. From the start of it, I think I want to say Z's team has the advantage in a longer game, but I don't think Zeal plans on making it a longer game. Like on one hand, you have the Rillaboom Volcanion, and it's really easy to like hold a game for a minute and just let those two do their thing. But on the other hand, Chi-Yu Flutter Golden Go is so much damage.
Mm. Got to be really careful of like just like not getting burned by that Volcanion on the Dragonite or
Mhm.
anything like that. Yeah, and there's the ghost type. That still does 45, probably adamant. Like it's quite a
Now,
bit
there's
of
a Life
damage on a
Orb, so
resist, yeah.
that'll that'll come in handy for the Dragonite later. Yeah, that's. Would you say this is a better position? Because I don't know that it is.
Um
Okay,
ooh,
that's a good position. That extreme speed felt
yeah.
like it did nothing.
Well, it's not Terra, so
Yeah, not Terra. Shenpao is immune to swords, so I don't know. It was looking really good for Zeal, and now I'm thinking it's looking a lot better for Z.
I would agree with that. I think the Basculegion was like kind of pinned in a way, but just went for the protect instead, and I don't know. Definitely faster than the Aqua Jet there. Maybe you just I would just go for the sucker maybe? I'm not sure. I don't really see how you're super punished there.
Mhm.
But I guess you could also just get like Sacred Sworded. I don't know. Really depends. But I think there's definitely like a disadvantage to protecting there. I think it's kind of just a little too passive for my liking, honestly.
I think Z had the advantage, and or Zeal had the advantage and didn't really push it.
Yeah,
But
I just push it there, honestly. Like
mhm,
that's how I do it, but just a personal thing.
the Basculegion is down, so now Zeal has a good chance to bring it back.
And
Volcanian's in. It isn't going to take. Well, no, Crunch is going to do a ton.
yeah, well, not that there's crunch, maybe there was no sucker. So, but even still, you're. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure now. Maybe there is no sucker. That could explain it. I'm still not sure if you really die to the Aqua Jet though, but could be afraid of the item. There's a couple different ways you could look at it.
8%. Oh
Ooh, and a
no!
big whiff on the Chin Pao.
That hurt so much. Because like I think if that heat wave connected, then Zeal is just on a tailwind that's not about to run out, but a tailwind that's only got so much time left, and two ghosts to be fair, versus Shenpao Dragonite. Out to the Flutter Mane, Sucker Punch whiffs, and is this just another heat wave? Yes.
Yeah.
So the Shenpaos are both out. That's comforting, I think.
Potentially. We'll see how bulky this Chi is. Maybe this is probably where Z goes for the normal Terra.
I mean,
Just on the
neither
Chi.
players use Terra yet.
Yeah.
So you still have to play the game of, is it a Terra Ghost Chi-Yu? Is the Dragonite going to Terra? How much does Moonblast do to either type of Dragonite?
Or if you just play more passive, you just like pull the Chi for the Golden Go and don't burn it yet, but who knows. This definitely looks like it could be a Ghost Chi, so
There's a lot of weird spread calcs going on too. There's Terra Normal. Aquajet is a little sad.
oh,
It
that
lives the
does a ton
Moonblast
of
though.
damage.
That looks like Specs damage.
Yeah,
That
probably.
also looks like a Scarflanders.
Would not surprise me. And then I would assume Z just probably are just hoping for the double connect on the Sand Steer.
Mhm. Actually, Aquajet does threaten Flutter from this range. It did 34 last turn. Flutter's on 32. So if it's not Scarf, okay, yeah, there's the Flutter knockout. Not Scarf, but it survives anyway. I think Z's got this in the back now. Actually,
Well, and maybe if this was a Terra burn yet, if the Tornadus is Terra Ghost, then could be in trouble. No, it's not. Oh, but locked in the band. Never mind.
critical hit on the Dragonite. I guess now it comes down to Rillaboom stats. Double Protect is nice. Decreases the damage for an extra turn.
Maybe if there's
That's
Tantrum?
not a lot. But Woodhammer Recoil is a lot.
This is still a pretty close situation, I think.
Do you think Z goes for the triple?
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not sure if
Like,
the
I
Lando
think that's
even
the out, but I
lives.
also don't know that it gets you there even. Well, if you can protect 4 times in a row, you get it. Did not get it. Yeah, that looks like Zeal.
Oh, low kick. But it's
Not
not
going to be
enough.
enough.
All right, very well played by Zeal there.
It's good game one.
Yep.
It kind of played out how offense does like offense mirrors do sometimes, where it's just really back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were times where I thought Z was going to take it. There were times where I thought Zeal was going to take it. Zeal takes it in the end. Just having the stuff left at the end, I feel. I don't think either of
Yeah.
them played poorly. I can't tell like right now which one played better. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, there's
But
probably
like
like a
just
really decisive turn that just decided it, but I
mhm.
can't tell exactly where it was.
Game
All
two is
right.
up.
Yep, we're in. I see a almost pre-home looking team just with a Rillaboom.
That is pre-home and a Rillaboom. I love Screamtail. I know Zeal likes Screamtail a lot. I love Screamtail.
I think
Have
Screamtail
not
is a
used it in this
very
meta. I
cool
just love it
Pokemon.
in like on paper. Z just ran it back. All right, last game was a good performance. I don't hate the run back. Sometimes you
No,
just
I
do
don't hate
it,
it either.
and I think it actually has a better matchup now because you can click Extreme Speed into most of this team. Shenpao is big here. You kind of just have to be worried about the Glamora and screens. And I don't even know if it's going to be screens. Just looking at this team, like, what does the Screen Tail accomplish here? Probably accomplishes getting Earth powered this turn.
Yeah. Accomplishes getting Earth powered and Heavy Slam. Or maybe Sludge Bomb and Heavy Slam, something like that, but
Oh yeah, Heavy Slam's doing a lot to Scream Tail. 8 kilograms. I don't. I think it would. I don't know if it would do more than Sludge Bomb or not. I'm gonna say probably. But yeah, I think this is like exactly what you want to start with as Z, or sorry, as Zeal.
hmm
This is why I hate this matchup. It's Z and it's Zeal. You can literally combine their names and it sounds the exact same.
Oh, and there goes the Glim
Just a
already.
straight Earth Power on the Glamora. It's gone already.
Oh, and a
And
big full para. I'm not gonna be able to find out what that was gonna
when did they
do.
give Screamtail Fake Out? But that's such a killer for this team. I think part of the way it wins is just I'm bulkier than you and you're poisoned. So no Toxic Spikes, no Mortal Spin, no Stealth Rock against Qianpao Dragonite is
hmm
really bad.
Yeah, definitely needs the rocks to like punish switches and stuff like that.
And Thunderwave makes me think it's not screens,
No, it's probably
especially
more
if
like
you're Thunder Waving a Volcanion.
a demonic
That
set like Thunderwave Encore. Um,
Zeal brought Encore Disable Screamtail 1 week.
yeah, I mean that's like Encore
It could
disable
be
Thunderwave.
Encore Disable. Ooh,
Ah, yeah. I would bet heavily on the Encore now for sure.
well, I wouldn't because it's taunted.
Well, that's not what I mean. But yeah, it being Encore, not Encore right this second.
Terra Water committed. Make it rain. Only 40 to the Landorus. Heatwave does a bunch. Rillaboom eats Berry. Golden Go is still okay. Double recovery is going to be nice, but you have to survive now, and I don't know that you're going to survive. I don't believe Landorus' last move got revealed last game. These
Um,
paras, my god.
that's a lot of paralysis. Yeah. What's that? Two out of three turns.
Mhm. This does mean Z can, like, if Golden Go double knockouts here somehow, Z has the ability to just switch to the priority Pokemon. There's last move.
hmm
Sludge Bomb finally revealed. The Rillaboom's just gone.
And this
I don't know.
Palafin is just like force the hard switch basically. It's a pretty easy like.
You have the ability to, yeah, Jet Punch.
Okay,
I feel like you have to Jet Punch there because you don't KO the KO
that's
the
true.
Landorus any other way.
Good point.
Unfortunately, now there's all of this to deal with. So the Dragonite is probably choice banded. I believe Screamtail's going to have
Yeah, it's
some
definitely banned from
disable
last
pressure.
game.
And the Golden Go was at like 25 and it's back to 70.
And that is a dead
The
Screamtail.
Screamtail is simply dead. Um,
And a
so are
double
both
dead.
of those.
Yeah. And here comes the fish, which is currently being suspect tested as of, what, 20 minutes ago or something like that?
26 minutes ago.
26. Give or take a couple minutes.
Assuming it actually went live.
I would imagine.
Oh, it did. There's a Voter Rex thread up.
Yeah.
Chiyu out to the Palafin, probably trying to take a wave crash? Just eats a fake out. Oh, nope, there's the wave crash. So now how do you not die to Woodhammer? Palafin revealed leftover, so it's definitely bulk up. Golden Go, we know about Golden Go. It's still at +2.
I honestly don't know. Maybe just Woodhammer the Golden Go, probably? Yeah. Because that thing's just annoying.
And the Rillaboom is still alive, which is kinda crazy. Snarl's gonna make this really hard.
Oh, and it just
Oh
gets
god!
paralyzed again and again and again.
That turn 1 Thunder Wave just
Doing
did
so
so
much
much work.
work.
Like, Basculegion can last respects, and then it dies. I feel like there are just so many turns where if the Volcanion wasn't paralyzed, then it made a big difference. That's still a big last respects. But it's not going to be
Oh, and a
enough. Critical
crit
hit's
as
going to seal
well.
it.
That Steam Eruption just does nothing.
Mhm.
Oh, and my chat was... Zeal's gonna take that.
Zeal takes the win. Zeal takes the team kill. And that's a pretty quick 2-game set.
Yeah.
I think both players played really well. That Thunder Wave was just completely nasty. But fun games.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
well,
and I think up next we have QSNS and Animus, so don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere, but for the audience,
who's casting that one?
it was just it is Gen 1 and Lunar and myself.
Ah, all right,
Okay.
well, thanks for having me on.
Yep.
I'm glad my silly idea that I completely forgot about
I'm glad,
still
yeah,
went
I'm
all
glad that
right.
worked out. Just lucky timing.
All right, and to the audience, don't go away. We'll see you soon.
All right, just testing my audio. Can you hear me, Smudge?
Okay, yes, I can.
How are my levels?
You sound fine.
Cool.
Just gotta wait for Lunar to get in.
Yeah, sounds good. Which server are these
Um,
games?
Probably tours, I would hope. Let me ask.
I'll just get both up just in case.
It doesn't really matter either way, because I have a
No,
window.
I just need to know where to be watching.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be on main.
Right. Cool.
Okay. They're gonna be on main. So.
They're playing on main.
Yep. Okay. All right. Should be ready shortly. said go, so they should go.
All right.
Looks like they just started.
Okay. And we are in. It's been linked in the doubles Discord.
Are we in?
Yes, we're in. The game is
Nice.
public,
Okay.
so if you can't find it, then you can go to their profile.
Oh, look at these teams. These teams are very similar. You want to start us off, or do you want me to start us off?
I'll go for it.
All right. So we got Animus versus QSNS. They're pretty good friends, both very talented players. They're both running what looks to be like kind of toxic stall. You set up your hazards with the Glamora, and then you kind of force switching with your offensive threats while also having pivoted options with the Rillaboom. I think it's really funny. Rillaboom, it lost a lot of its good moves. I mean, it lost Grassy Glide, its best move, period. Yet it's still so good. We still see it all the time. Because Grassy Train's just so good, fake out support. Grass typing in general is pretty good. And of course we see Basket Legion on QSNS's side, which probably will come into play late game. The only exception is if the King Gambit can last into the late game too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, these teams both look really solid. Animus is pretty much just rolling with a pretty standard bulky offense squad. Like at this point, you can never go wrong with Rillaboom, Cress, a fire type, and then like a fairy type like Fluttermane. And then QSNS has maybe still a pretty standard looking team, but yeah, a little bit more geared towards priority spam offense and then setting up hazards with Glimera, and then TBD what the Basque Legion set is. But yeah,
I'm a big fan of that Animus team. I think that's the one I use pretty frequently. So I think I might be the same one as I used earlier. Yeah, it's the same comp. I don't know if it's the same set.
I'm actually surprised to not see the Glamora lead on Animus's side, opting to go for more offense.
Yeah.
I've said this quite a few times. It always surprises me when people lead the Flutter when it's booster energy, because these games can last quite a while. So you could just be losing your item right off the bat. Oh,
drum beating, that's not the most common. That's a cool tech though.
that's an insane turn one by QSNS, getting a lot of damage off on the Fluttermane, dropping its speed by one, and basically just healing off any damage. Basically, it was just free damage on the Flutter and a free switch to the Volcanion on QSNS's side.
That's really bad for the Flutter because we already know it's not speed boosted because the energy procced and revealed the special attack boost, and now it's at -1. So when your Fluttermane doesn't have the speed advantage, you lose a lot of the whole point of running Fluttermane. So
this is still my issue with leading Fluttermane in these kind of situations. I feel like leading it and it makes you feel forced to do something with it.
yeah,
Especially with the booster energy, like you feel forced to get some damage off. And here we're gonna see damage get off here, but if this is a U-turn, yeah, it's probably not gonna affect the long-term game. Oh, we just ignore the Fluttermane actually. Okay, that was an interesting turn. We see the Glamora come back out. Glamora might be faster than the Fluttermane here with the speed drop. I was gonna say, despite it being a speed drop, Fluttermane's so fast that
yeah.
I didn't think it was really going to be underspeeding anything, but Glamora is a pretty fast Pokemon. Did we see the switch out to Cresselia? Okay, we see a Shadow Ball go into the Glamora, and we see another Earth Power go off. It's kind of interesting. You're opting to just try to get rid of the Volcanion as fast as possible. I wonder why QSNS is focusing down the Volcanion so much.
The Volcanion could be pretty bad for Basque Legion as well. I mean, well, actually, no, I take that back. It resists the water stabs, but of course, late game you just click Blast Respect.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Honestly, okay, so this Fluttermane, we were like, okay, it took too much damage early on. It's kind of useless now. It's going to faint pretty soon. It's just been sitting here. Just throwing out Shadow Balls. And here's the one thing I was going to mention. Despite like there being a lot of opportunity for getting poisons off on QSNS's side. The Cresselia does have the Lunar Blessing, so it's free to just get rid of any poison damage that ends up on Animus' side of the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's cool seeing drum beating was. I will also say Rillaboom could have just clicked like Woodhammer and KO'd the Fluttermane outright. So
That's true.
It probably doesn't have the secondary grass stab.
Ooh, okay. So the Volcanion taking so much damage from Earth Power early on, but these players are just making such great switches. Normally, switching into Stealth Rocks there would be very bad for Volcanion. But in this situation, you switch right into a Steam Eruption and just heal all that right back up. That was a really good play by Animus.
100%.
This is going to be a long one, I think.
Oh yeah, this is a game of inches right now for sure.
Oh, we see a burn here? Burn would be huge. We do not see a burn. That would have been very bad for QSNS, but luckily we don't see a burn there. I still think that this game will probably end up coming down to if the King Gambit is around to stop the Basculegion. Because I don't see how you stop Basculegion for Animus outside of Flutter, which is getting weak. I mean, it's a little bit more healthy, but it's still pretty weak. And the Gambit's Sucker Punch.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on the Basque Legion set, I mean, I would imagine that Fluttermane is just within Aqua Jet range at this point.
Ooh, and there goes the
Ooh.
Volcanion, gonna prevent any more burn shenanigans or anything like that.
Yeah, so the Terra Normal Dragonite is up. Rocks are still up on the field.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
I think
honest. I don't know how Animus comes back from this. This
Yeah,
seems
the
like such
Volcanion
a
was really helpful for this matchup, and now it's just gone. So
yeah. This might be a way. Stomping Tantrum goes into it, does not get the knockout even with the crit because it's a grass type now. Lunar Blessing goes up, heals the burn. Do we see
Yeah.
Heat Wave? No.
no.
See another burn.
And now you got Toxic Spikes up on QSNS's side as well.
Luckily,
Granted,
QSNS.
one more, yeah, it just does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it can come back at any point, which it does right now. Oh, I forgot that Mortal Spin gets rid of all the hazards. Okay, that's a big Mortal Spin then.
Yeah.
Ooh, but another burn with the Heat Wave. I'm still trying to see the out in this situation for Animus because the big deal is that most of the time Qian Pao runs Focus Sash, right?
It's by far the most common set.
Yeah.
lately there has been a lot of Life Orb Adamant though.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
We saw that in our last game with Z and Zeal, where
Yeah.
Zeal had a Life Orb Adamant. And then
Okay.
with Bagel and Rat Packer earlier, there was also, I think on, I don't remember whose side it was on. I think it was on Bagel's side. There was also another one.
Okay. Because all I was going to say is if it's Focus Sash, the Qian Pao, it's going to be faster than a Fluttermane. Unless they're running like not that much speed on it, I'd be very surprised you usually run max speed on this thing. We know that it's booster energy special attack.
Yeah, so it's clearly not max speed timid, so if it's a standard Qian Pao set, the Qian Pao will have the speed advantage.
Yeah.
You're definitely
That's
right that Sash is more common, but Life Orb is getting more common, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's also been like goggles in the past. I don't think that's like a good set, but it exists if you're worried about like Amoonguss or whatever. It's usually Sash though.
Yeah, usually, especially in this situation, Sash would be really annoying. The one thing I will say is Animus is doing a good job of keeping his Pokemon healthy.
Yeah.
Only
But
one Lunar Blessing left though, so
yeah,
clock's ticking.
I always forget it's 8 PP. I'm trying to put it together, but it's going to be an interesting late game. I think these next few turns are going to be very important because you can't let the Dragonite get in safely because Dragonite's going to pressure a bunch of knockouts. If we see the one shot, is it Life Orb? It's not. Okay.
No.
And we see the Trick Room go up.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna come out here? Probably the Gambit? Oh, no, not the Gambit, the Rillaboom. Okay, so the Rillaboom seems to be the saving grace for Animus right now, right?
Yeah,
Because oh god.
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say in Trick Room, there's not much that tanks the grass moves outside of the opposing Rillaboom because the Dragonite's now a normal type.
Yeah. King Gambit's also just in a really nice position here right now. I don't know what other moves Rillaboom is packing that might be able to hit it, but if King Gambit can just start getting off free sword stances and stuff, that could start getting quite scary.
And down
See
goes
if
the
there's
Rillaboom.
anything like an Earth Power. Oh, yeah, there it
Ooh,
is.
yeah, there's an Earth Power. There's one Lunar Blessing, right?
No,
No, there's none. Oh,
completely out. So that crest is on a big timer now. Just gonna keep getting worn down.
the other thing to mention is the Basque Legion's still in the back. Just it's getting more powerful as its friends die.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off, and
yeah.
there's only
We
2
see-
Trick Room turns left, so
Oh, and a
Oh!
huge freeze.
Oh, that's a very, very big freeze. That could have decided the game right there, depending on what it attacked into. I'm assuming it just went into the King Gambit, though.
Probably, yeah. Because considering it has Tantrum.
yeah,
But
I would
now,
imagine.
the big issue, though, is if you ignore this Dragonite and it stays frozen, now you're playing a 2v1.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't faint. Wow. But it's going to get doubled into.
That's
Oh, it
smart.
unthaws.
Everyone thought there.
It gets
Okay.
rid of the Gambit, and it's
And the
probably
thing
over.
is, stomping comes double the power, right? Because if it got frozen and failed that turn.
That's a good
It's
catch.
probably
You don't see.
accurate, but
Yeah.
I don't think it mattered.
No, I mean in this instance, yeah. So we see the forfeit right there. So
No.
Yeah, the reason we saw the forfeit there is because Chin Pao can just come in, pressuring a knockout on basically everything that isn't the Cresselia. And then Cresselia is getting threatened by the Dragonite. So,
and even above and beyond all that, the Basque Legion just clicks last respects and kills.
yeah,
whatever
that's
else.
it.
Yeah, but no, that was a really well played game by both sides and 2 really cool looking teams in my opinion. Very much looking forward to game 2 here.
Oh, if you want to see some cool teams, though, wait until you see the game 2 teams.
Oh, is there a link?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I just went up.
Okay. Let's see. Here we are.
qsns with the
Oh
Sneasler.
my.
Oh
and
my.
Animus with the Regidrago. And dual genies.
Thank you, genies.
These are my
So-
favorite teams. Like when you see like non-standard mons starting to pop off and you don't know what they're gonna do. This is gonna be so much fun.
Judging by the teams, I think the idea for Animus is I'm gonna try to just dish out damage on like opposing Flutter Mains and stuff, with my Goldango being faster, hopefully, with Tailwind support, or I'll try to knock them out with my Rillaboom, and then Regidrago will just do the rest, maybe late game.
I really like the mix of damage types that Animus has on his team. I think that's like really cool.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of nice spread moves and stuff like that. Spread, single targets. It's a good team comp, I think.
I think 5 out of the 6 mons probably have a spread move on Animus's side of the
Yeah.
field. While on QSNS's side, you see a very... I don't even know what to call this team. This is very interesting from QSNS. Sneasler I'd normally put down as like a fake out user, but it's next to a Pokemon that could have Psychic Terrain.
Yeah.
And then you still got the Basque Legion, abusing the Basque Legion as much as possible.
Just looking for the dire claw from hell.
Oh, could you imagine just like a bunch of statuses just going all over the place here? All right, and we see Tornadus Chi-Yu on QSNS's side, while we see Landorus and Volcania on Animus' side. I think this favors Animus, right?
Yeah, I mean QSNS gets to get Tailwind off here, but or I guess he just goes for Bleak Wind Storm.
Ooh.
And then
Oh,
no.
just barely gonna miss the kill on the Volcanion.
Oh, we see a Steam Eruption instead of a Heat Wave. That's big. Okay.
No lucky burn on the Tornadus. That would have been huge.
Funny enough, you mentioned no tailwind, but with the double speed drop, you kind of don't need the tailwind, right?
Not anymore.
No,
What is the chance on the speed drop for that? 10%? 30%?
I think it's 30.
20 or 30. I
That's
want to
like
say 30.
I believe it's 30.
crazy double drop then. So the issue
Yeah.
here is that you're threatened with a double knockout now. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Animus is just going to drop 2 Pokemon right away.
Yeah. This is a very strong start for QSNS.
I think the only reason we're seeing Rillaboom here is because you try to fake out the Tornadus on the opposing side to not allow for the trick or the Tailwind to go up. Because I
No,
think
Tornado
for
is flying type though, so that wouldn't matter.
no, I mean just fake it out so that way you can just stop it in general.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
But it does have Protect. It ends up having Protect. Oh, we just see a U-turn action. Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
That was a big read, actually. That was a huge read saying you're going to protect that slot, so I'm just going to U-turn here, predicting you not the Tailwind up, and get my free knockout, free switch out to my Goldango. And there's one thing that Animus still has going for him, and it's that QSNS has used their Terra, but Animus hasn't.
Yeah, this is true.
Do you see? That's interesting. I wonder why you go... Oh, it's probably going to try to set up a Trick Room, right?
I'm not sure what the NDD set here is. I mean, it learns Trick Room. I don't see a lot of Pokemon on QSNS's side that really strike me as Trick Room attackers, though.
Well, when the other side has the tailwind up, then it's not too bad. But we'll see
Wait.
if this even lives. It might not.
What is happening? QSNS has decided I'm just going to sacrifice everything because I have a Basculegion in the back, and here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I thought. I thought it might possibly be the the Psychic Seeds on the Sneasler.
Hmm.
I've seen that a tiny bit. But I wonder what it's going to do here. They don't really have the best matchup if you see the Dire Claw. Faster in Tailwind.
Oh, and it
Oh, and they get the
sleeps the
sleep?
Oh, it's on
Torn.
Burden.
Yeah. I think
Oh.
Unburdened is usually pretty standard, but yeah.
I completely forgot I got that. I was like, wait a second, what is it going to do here?
Yeah, so I mean, now Sneasler's just at an insane speed tier here. Like, even despite Tailwind being against it, it's already just such a fast Pokemon, and then with Unburden as well.
Oh, God. This game might come down to a Dire Claw status. Are we going to see the Reggie Draco here? This is a very, very big turn. A lot of it's going to come down to what happens here. Are we going to see a switch on the
I wonder
Basculegion?
if we'll see something like a. Wonder if the Regidrago's like Scarf or anything.
Judging on the team, it could be. I could also see it being choice specs. Just to
Specs
try
would
to
be
get as
good
much.
too. I think it's probably choice something, or maybe just Orb even. But we'll see.
Maybe we'll see the legendary Terra Normal Goldango.
That would be quite something.
Animus still holding on to his Terra. Really thinking about this. Because like I said, this is huge. This is a big turn here. This could decide everything. I wonder what the path is. What would you guys do here?
I think whatever deals with Sneasler the fastest is important, because once Tailwind's up, it kind of just has free reign to apply huge pressure on everything, and then
If I
I
was
mean, obviously
QSNS,
the
I'd
best.
probably.
Oh, we're just
Oh,
going
it's
for
a big
damage.
close
Okay.
Combat. Okay, yeah.
Make it raining again. Oh, are we going to see a Dragon Energy? Oh, we do. It's going to get the knockout. It is going to get the knockout. Seems like it's frail, so.
Yeah. Now it comes down to how broken is the fish really, and is it gonna?
Extremely.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you
bit
can
of-
win as Animus, right?
I don't know.
This is
And
gonna
then
get the
Golden
one
Guys is just
shot.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. That's it.
It is
End of
The
over.
fish.
Wow.
series.
Wait, it's faster. Wait,
The-
is that
that
choice
Scarf?
scarf?
Oh
Wait,
Gotta
dear.
be, right?
Wait a minute.
it's choice scarf?
Oh, holy that okay. That is fire. That is a
What?
fire.
Never
Riddle.
mind.
What?
Yeah.
And it all
Wow.
turns around just like that.
All right, I am taking note of that with due diligence.
That makes so much sense. No wonder he U-turned on the Chi-Yu early on, even though it could have matched Tailwinds. It wasn't a prediction. It was just a straight up, I'm faster than you anyway.
That's
What
incredible.
the heck? That's insane. Scarf
And we're going to a
Rillaboom.
third.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, like I Theoremon Scarf Rillaboom like really early on in OSDT, but I just never got around to building a team with it. But I think this game here just proved like it probably actually has a viable niche in this meta.
It's kind of cool because you run drum beating on it, and it's technically like a speed control option in a way.
Yeah, it's a speed control option, and it is still an 80 base power attack on a pretty strong grass type that is boosted by grassy terrain. I don't hate that at all.
I like that too. That's insane.
Here's
I
game
never
three.
thought
Game
that.
three's up.
Game 3 is up, and we
And a
see the
run back with
same
the Reggie
teams.
Drago.
Oh, not same team. Sorry, same team.
Same team from Animus, yeah, and then qsns with yet again another Basque Legion, and this time what looks to be some kind of tailwind. I don't really know what to call qsns's team. It looks like somewhat balanced, but it's also not a super common structure. Anyways,
It's funny. We see the Lando T. I'm not used to seeing Lando T anymore. Usually it's just the Lando I just dishing out hard hitting damage. But
I mean Lando T is not anywhere near as good as it was in past gens, but I think it's still commonly used just as a a moderately good Gloomon, I guess.
I wonder if so QSNS's team is kind of gluey in a way. Like it has the Lando T and it has the Among Us to kind of put together the pieces that we see all around it.
Yeah.
But and it's kind of meta. I don't know if it's that good, right? Isn't like
I don't think I'd rank it really low right now on the viability.
yeah.
It just
Unless it's
it feels like
Cresselia.
opportunity costs really heavily with Lando I being right there. Although that's quite a lot of damage on the
Ooh, the
Volcanion.
crit.
So interesting to note, we did see the Animus's Landorus move before Tornadus. So
Do we think it's bulky, or do we, I mean, that kind of looked like some pretty low damage out of the Landorus, but also Tornadus was going to take nothing from that heat wave.
yeah, I'm
Do we
not
think it's
sure.
like a super bulky Tornadus, or do we think it's a Choice Scarf Lando, or maybe both?
Yeah, either one or the other or both.
Is this like a triple Choice Scarf team from Animus here? How many choice items are on Animus' side of the field?
That's a good question.
We see the Rock Tomb just get the knock on the Volcanion. I kind of like that because you get the KO or you get speed control with the risk
Yeah.
of missing. And here it is, the Choice Scarf Rillaboom back again.
This thing is very scary.
I wonder if we're going to see a switch from Tornadus or we're going to see a Tailwind go up, try to abuse Tailwind turns for a little bit. Animus is slowly falling behind, but
We're
there
just
is
get the
no
KO.
fairy type.
I think if you're in QSNS's position, you want to be a little bit careful about when you deploy Tailwind for. Yeah, so he switches out
Yeah.
because I mean Animus has his own Tornadus, and I mean, yeah, I think you just want to preserve the deployment of your Tailwind option if you're on QSNS's side, just with his
Yeah, you
Tornadus
don't
being
want
such
to
low.
lose the Tailwind mirror. So
Yeah.
Oh, we're taking damage on the Reggie Draco.
gotta decrease that dragon energy.
Luckily, there's grassy terrain to bring it back up a little bit, but you're right. The dragon energy is going to get lower. No fairy type on QSNS's side, which is something that could come in very big late game if this Ready Draco can be faster and just start launching out those hard hitting dragon moves.
Yeah.
The only thing that does resist it on QSNS's side is the Goldango, and Goldango gets hit really hard by ground moves from the Slanderous. Honestly, it's probably the position that Animus sees his team being in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
QSNS thinking really hard here. Because the issue is, again, this Among Us just took so much damage. So you need to do something to pressure. Otherwise, you're just going to lose 2 Pokemon.
We see the early game deployment of Basque Legion on QSNS's side.
Probably threatening like an Aqua Jet. Like I said, QSNS with Among Us just sitting here threatened with a knockout. You don't really have safe switches. As we see the switch out here, we see the switch to Landorus too. Ooh, it's just a wave crash. And that still does a decent chunk, but not as much as you wanted.
I think it was more to mitigate the damage output that Regidrago is putting out. I kind of see the logic behind that move. I think it's also worth noting that the Basque Legion did move before Regidrago, so...
I wonder if
Yeah.
it probably is specs, maybe?
Yeah, I'd assume it's
Definitely.
specs based off that damage.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage for a pretty low HP. Or no, is that 80 something, right? Not that low.
Unless the Basque Legion is Choice Scarf, though, I think that was kind of a read off of QSNS saying, I'm threatening a Aqua Jet into your Landorus for a knockout. So instead, I'm going to predict you to switch and mitigate your damage on that Regidraco, like you said.
I don't think Basque Legion was ever clicking Aqua Jet, because if you did, then I think you just lose the Basque Legion to the unmitigated dragon energy.
Do you think that the Basque Legion is Choice Scarf?
I mean, that is a common item on the adaptability Basque Legions that people are running.
I guess
If,
on
you know-
weatherless, it wouldn't surprise me to be a choice scarf.
Yeah. I mean, Scarf Basque Legion does just hit a pretty nice speed tier. Like, I think it even outspeeds unboosted Flutter Mane, if I'm remembering correctly. Don't quote me on that, but...
Is that 280?
I do think this is a big turn right here. So like, this could decide a lot as we see that.
Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa!
Hello there.
What is happening? We see the self trick to give it the Choice Scarf to be faster, and it's gonna get the one shot on the Basque Legion. If it was Choice Scarf, it was gonna be slower than this Regidraco here. Well, that was kind of crazy.
When Z said
That
this
was a-
game was going to be fun, they were not kidding.
They were not joking.
That was a 1,000 IQ move right there. Like, that's
That's
right up there
scary.
with, like,
That would
clicking
scare the
double
shit out
trick
of
room.
me.
And now that QSNS is without the Basque Legion, like, I think that's pretty huge. But of course, I mean, this could be as good of a time as any to get Tailwind up if you're QSNS. But of course, Animus does also have their own Tornadus in the back. So
I think
I
a
don't
big
know.
issue here for Animus is that if Tailwind goes up at any point and you're not matching Tailwinds,
Yeah.
then Chi-Yu can come in and just start dishing damage. You see the
Okay, so-
Terra Blast go off. Oh, it lives.
Basically, you just have to end the game now before Tailwind can go up again. So, or before you lose it is what I mean.
Well, the issue is if you go, depending on what you go here, Animus can just set up Tailwind of his own and just start clicking Make It Rain, dishing out damage until like maybe the Lando can come out, and Lando's threatening a lot of damage, especially because the Landorus on QSNS's side just Terra'd, which means you
Yeah.
cannot Terra out of being a fire type anymore. And here it is. Here's the Tornadus. I think this is gonna come down to if you hit your ground moves, right?
Yeah, I mean, Send Seer Storm does only have an 80% accuracy, which is gonna hit more often than not, but a 20% miss chance is also yeah, I don't know.
Ooh,
Very smart,
ooh.
nasty plot there.
Very, very
Yeah.
smart, nasty plot. I was gonna say maybe you save the Goldango for late game because it's Choice Scarf now, and Rillaboom doesn't really hit anything for that hard on QSNS's side, but we see a very safe switch come out, and now there's a +2 Goldango on the field. See the switch with Chiyu. Tailwind goes
Yeah,
up. Woodhammer doing 25%.
I was a little bit surprised not to see like a stomping tantrum or something there on the Rillaboom.
I think maybe maybe it's not carrying it. What's its moveset? We've only seen Woodhammer drum beat it. I wonder what its last move is then. Maybe it is this fake out last. If we see this late game, this is going to be a very, very big. Well, actually, wait. QSNS might have an 100% out. Go to Among Us here, right? You can put the
Yeah.
Lando to sleep. As
I
long as
think
you don't
that's
faint
what
to
you have
this.
to do. Yeah.
Oh,
lives
just
on
barely.
4.
God.
Guess okay. I mean, here we go. Do we see the
Just
turn
don't
1
miss.
wake from Landorus?
No, it can't. It's completely asleep. It can't wake turn 0.
The turn 0 wake from Landorus. I think that this is over. I think that was a
Like, it
huge
can't,
live.
so
Unless maybe we see a choke. We could see a heat wave come out here.
it'd have to miss. So yeah.
Are we going to see a heat wave come out and a miss? All right, we see no protect on the Among Us. Are we going to see a heat wave? No, we see a Dark Pulse that is going to get the knockout, and that is game. What
Well
a
played.
series.
That was a roller coaster. Like game 1 to game 3. That
That was a
was
fantastic set,
yeah.
as expected. Oops, I did not mean to download that replay.
I will say we did see a lot of cool techs here. I mean, we saw the Choice Scarf on the Rillaboom. We saw the Self Trick.
Yeah.
But QSNS has played super solid the whole entire time and was able to, and even though Animus was making some big plays, just slow the pace of the game down to where they wanted it and slowly take it in the end.
Yeah.
All right,
Super
thanks to
well
both of you for
played.
joining. Thanks to everybody who watched, and see y'all later.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.